Okay, guys, good morning. It is about 5:30 right now, 5:30 a.m. and it certainly is a little cooler than the last time I remember being up at 5:30. Yeah, it is officially here. It is fall, and you know what? I actually don't mind the fall because you don't have to get out on the water at 5 a.m. You can kind of sleep in a little bit, drink your coffee, a little extra sleep. But I figured today to start the video, because it is officially fall, I thought I would take you through my fall bait selections, what I am taking with me today out on the river. We are going to the California Delta. Rigged everything up last night. I've got 7 rods, 7 different baits, but we've also got a box full of some additional baits that I at least would consider my fall baits. A lot of these baits will go all the way through fall, some of them even into early winter. Let's just go over them real quick. First one, and I think this rod, this bait is with me all year, and it's just a drop shot rig. We need this drop shot, of course, for the Delta. I'd say the one thing about the drop shot in the fall is the water can get really clear and the fish will group up, and if they're super finicky, you better have a drop shot with you. I'm not too proud to still bring the drop shot with us. Next bait. Now, instead of going with the traditional spinner bait, we're gonna go a little bit smaller, and we're gonna throw an underspin with a little sick fish trailer. Next up, definitely a staple for fall bass fishing, and that is a topwater walking bait. This little topwater right here, it is a Driftwalker 110 in the bone color. It is a smaller profile, thinner profile. It's actually got like a flat top to it, just a little bit different shape than what you traditionally see with your walking baits. So we're gonna give that a try to start. Another bait, and one that has transitioned from basically all the way from June, is our punch bait. The punch bite for me has actually been one of the best bites in the fall, not only in California, but from the other places I fished, such as Delaware, Maryland, New York. Some of these fish will get buried in the grass if you can find wood. Punch bite is a great way to get to those fish that are buried in that cover. Definitely gonna have the punch bite with us for this fall. Now here's one, I don't know if it'll work today, but this will certainly work more middle to late fall and definitely into the winter, especially on the Delta. And that's our old cheater jig. If we can find some clean bottoms, some rocky areas on the Delta today, we'll definitely give this a toss. In the fall, I think a lot of people preach that there's a lot of bait fish getting munched on. That's true, but especially for the Delta, there's a lot of crawfish rooting around, and they're definitely eating those crawfish too. So that's one you definitely want to have on the Delta. Now, a frog is definitely something we're going to have today because A, it can be a really good fall bite, and B, it is the California Delta, so frogs are fair game pretty much all year. But to be a little different, we've got a frog, but it's the Teckle Maracker. So you can see it's got this little blade with some beads in there. So a little commotion, a little glimmer, mimics some bait fish activity, but we can also throw this guy over the mats and work it just like a traditional frog. So that's going to be our frog setup to start. And last, but certainly not least, I think everybody's got this tied on for the fall, and that is the jerkbait. Shallow diving jerkbait. Again, water can clear up. A jerkbait on those calm, slick days can be a really good way to catch them, and on the windy days too, but today's gonna be a calm day, so this could certainly be a player. Now, I know I probably missed a bunch of baits that you guys traditionally would throw during the fall, but don't worry, like I said, those are just our starting lineup. These are the baits that are on the bench that will probably make an appearance. Right here, extra frogs. Don't worry, we got square bills. Extra jigs. We got chatterbaits in case our underspin bite doesn't work. Spinner baits in the back. We got some lipless, extra jerk baits, and then some variation of some more topwaters. So yeah, that's our fall bait selection today. That's today's video. Fall bass fishing out on the California Delta. I've got lots of stuff with me. Hopefully at least one of them works today, and we'll have a fun day out there. So we'll see you in a bit. That's not enough. This stuff is crazy thick. This grass is really thick. Start punching. So that's the biggest weight we've got. It's 1 3/4 ounce. I mean, you can see how thick some of this grass is, and we're starting at a low tide, so hey, might not be a bad time to punch. We'll see. Oh God, that's a good idea, I guess, putting on the punch to start. Oh, you always want to punch in the fall. Look at that, typical fall fish. Belly shirt. Wonder what's in there. Crawfish or bait fish? Man, that didn't take long. Nice fatty to start. Oh, he's hot. They're always hot when you get them in the punch because they don't even realize they're caught till you get them in the boat. Whew. Got a million baits with us, but I mean, if we just punch all day, I wouldn't complain about it. Oh, hello. Well, this is gonna be a fun day, I think. Oh, dude, look at that fall chunk. Another fall fatty. Thank you, sir. Am I dreaming right now? Is it really starting out this good and this easy on the Delta right now? Usually these trips where you talk about all the baits and the fall stuff, usually they're tough. I'm not gonna say anything, I'm not gonna jinx it. Oh, there's another bite. Wow. How did I get the whole thing there? That's weird. What the heck? Another bait stealer. Come back for seconds. I think that's big. Maybe. Dude, did he come off? No way. Oh, that's a bummer. That was a big one. That's a huge bummer. That is quite unfortunate. Are all these fish the same fish? The fall feed is on. The fall feed is on. See, this is the thing. I mean, that's why you gotta have a lot of rods, or at least I have to have a lot of rods, because we could have gone down this bank first thing in the morning with a frog, fishing a spinnerbait or a jerkbait, but I just don't think you'd be targeting these fish. These fish are still in this grass, at least right now with this low tide. Oh, it's got smoked again. Yeah, little fella, still meaty. I'm letting that one dangle, and he got it. Dude, I could run out of baits today. Hello. Hey, what the heck? You're getting smaller. I love that violin though. The braid violin. I can see little bluegill poking their heads out from underneath these mats. Little tiny bluegill, like an inch, 2 inches. It's interesting. Little chokers right there. Little striper. Even if they're dinky striper, it's hard to ignore them, you know? Looks good. One more cast. There we go. Oh, Oh, wouldn't you know, a jerkbait worked. Oh, it's a bass too. Seeing some little striper out here. Couldn't help myself but stop. Dude, another chunky one. Okay. Well, I'm glad we caught something on something other than the punch, even though the run I'm making is to another punchy spot, I think. But maybe I'll have to slow down just a minute. Oh, hello. That's a baby. It's a little one. I wonder if he's gonna come say hi to me. Don't you scare me or take my fish. There we go. Thank you, sir. Ran out of green pumpkin green. This is June bug. I went through a whole pack of pit bosses within the first hour. Oh, a little better one. There we go. Another chunk. Meaty. How many times am I going to say meaty today? Current break seems worthy of a jerkbait. Look at all these bluegill chilling. Oh, dang. There's like a 3-pounder that just shot to the side. Oh no, there's a couple of good ones. Wow. Oh, that one almost hit it. The nice one came right to it and jammed back to the... Oh, look at them all. Well, there's a bunch of fish right there. I'm gonna have to throw a... Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. There's a nice one. Another fat one. Oh yeah. Another meatsicle. There's some sticky sharp hooks too. Another fatty. Oh jeez, it scared me. This is the Berkeley Stunna. It's the 2021 Classic winning bait. Actually, it reminds me a lot of a mega bass. It suspends really good. I think that's what's most impressive about it, is the suspension. Like, you get it to a certain depth and stop it, it just stays there. Stays in the strike zone longer. It doesn't like float up or sink. Glass calm conditions today. These fish are definitely grouped up right now. Back there. Oh God, look at that. That's the mother load of something right there. I feel like Damien right now. I don't even know what I could throw at him. I'm assuming small striper. Absolutely stacked right there. Well, let's see how fast we can do this. Can't believe I'm taking off my little jig. See how fast we can get going here. Bait that didn't make the starting lineup today, but we have it just in case. It is a fall bait. A little lipless right here. Dude, look at them. I don't know if they're really necessarily big fish, but it's a lot of fish. It could be little bass too. You know what? Those aren't fish. It's floating debris. I thought those were fish. They look like fish. It's floating debris. What a trip. That faked me out. Go back to the jerkbait. Wow. There we go. Just got a little jerkbait. Dude, look at them all right there. Man, there's a couple of nice ones just right up here, sitting on there, waiting for this current to go by. There we go. Yeah, they're just kind of tucked up on the shelf right here. They're all just sitting on the shelf. A couple of nice ones too. See, that's a bad cast. Gotta get it closer to the toolies, closer to the shelf. Follower. Oh, no, I don't want the little ones. Get off, dude. The little one. There's fish under the mats here. Dude, it's like, what do I throw? I could definitely catch them on the jerkbait, but now I'm seeing fish under these hyacinth mats, so I'm thinking punch. Oh my God. I'm like kind of overwhelmed right now with what to do in a good way. I gotta be able to trick one biggin. Man, these fish are all getting like every hook in them, making it dangerous for me. Man, these hooks are dang sharp. There we go. Man, I don't know what bait to switch to cull out the small ones. Oh, it's a striper. Dang. Little striper. I'm bummed I clipped off the jig. Seeing some pretty big dead crawfish up there. I know you guys can't see that, but that's the biggest one we've seen all day. I don't know how big it was. It looked to be all of 7. It's the biggest fish I've seen in a long time. I'll just put it that way. Oh, oh no, I had one. Okay, finally got a jig eater. And just let it dangle for a second. Man, there's some, and I hate this because I know now that you guys cannot see what I'm seeing, but there are a ton of fish here. Small ones, medium ones. I've seen one giant, and other than the spawn, I would say fall is the time of year where I've seen some of the biggest fish. It's clear water, they school up, group up, they're shallow, and they expose themselves, and you just see what lives here. Racker. Oh man, the maracker. Definitely a different type of frog. Kind of like it actually. Oh. Another decent one with him. Oh. Is that a stripey? I don't know if it was a stripey. I think it was a stripey. I could have done a bait challenge today. I feel like we've caught fish on like almost all of our baits. He made it. He fit. Ooh. I want to keep throwing topwater, but this is the first section I've seen that's actually got some really nice clean bottom. You guys know what that means. Let's throw that jig up on those rocks. Oh! Oh no! I saw him. Not a giant. Not a giant. A fair one though. Got me wrapped up. And he just winched himself off that hook. Fish are cooperating today though. That's the nice thing. Oh, another one. That one was Dinker. He wanted the jig. Man, I thought it was bigger. He tricked me, dude. No, I do not think there's a punch bite anymore. Yeah, not a bad one. Little chunk. Barely get him in. Yeah, not a bad one. Another fatty. Oh man, guys, even though it is fall, it got pretty toasty out there. Yeah, 83 degrees. That's Northern California for you. In the fall, starts out real cold, which I kind of like, and then it turns into another summer day. But just to recap today's day of fall bass fishing on the California Delta, we actually had some success. We had a lineup of baits today that I showed you this morning, and I think the standout baits obviously were the punch. First thing in the morning, started at a low tide. I like punching at a low tide, typically when the sun's up, but didn't seem to matter. Those fish were in the mats this morning when it was like 52 degrees out. And then honestly, as the sun got up and it warmed up, the bite got a little tougher. The fish are definitely grouped up like they should be in the fall. Water's gin clear out here on the Delta, so you could see all those fish there and get teased by the giants that weren't biting. A lot of quality fish around, just couldn't get them to bite. Tried a bunch of stuff, jig, top water. I mean, we had some success on those baits, but the other player today would have to be that jerk bait. The suspension is killer on that bait, and a lot of my bites were just letting that bait dead stick right as soon as it got into the spot I wanted and just let it sit there. It didn't sink, it didn't float up, and that's usually when I would get bit on the jerk bait. But other than that, numbers, kind of how it goes sometimes in the fall. Not as many big bites, but you know, I anticipate the bite will just get better on the Delta throughout October using these same baits, these techniques. You just got to get your timing right, your location right, but if you can do those things, I think it can be a really good day out here on the Delta in the fall. So I'd say overall successful day out on the water. No In-N-Out burger, unfortunately. As always, guys, I thank you for watching, for tuning in, for coming along, and I will see you guys in the next video.